Ready to begin? Number 10. The WOW signal. In 1977, an astronomer named Jerry Eman was scanning the skies with a massive radio telescope when he picked up something strange, a 72-second burst of radio waves from deep space. It was so unusual, so perfectly in line with what scientists thought an alien transmission might look like, that he circled it on the computer printout and wrote "WOW" in the margin. That's how it got its name, the WOW signal. The signal was incredibly strong, came from a direction where no human satellites or planets could explain it, and then it vanished. No one has ever heard it again. It didn't match any natural cosmic source we know, like pulsars or quasars, and it didn't repeat like normal space phenomena. Theories range from it was aliens to it was a one-off space event we've never seen before. But here's the creepy part. Even with today's advanced telescopes, we still haven't found another signal quite like it. For all we know, that was the one and only time Earth got a cosmic phone call, and we missed our chance to answer. Number 9. The Taos Hum. Imagine lying in bed in a quiet desert town and hearing a constant, low rumble. No cars, no planes, no construction, just a mysterious hum that never stops. That's life for some residents of Taos, New Mexico, who've been hearing this sound since the early 1990s. It's called the Taos Hum, and it's been investigated by scientists, engineers, and even the military. The weird thing? Not everyone can hear it. Only about 2% of the population seems able to pick it up, and they describe it as a deep, droning engine noise that can drive you insane after a while. Sensitive microphones and seismic detectors have been set up around Taos, but nothing unusual has been recorded. No vibrations, no obvious sources. Some think it's a psychological phenomenon. Others think it's some kind of unknown low-frequency wave, maybe natural, maybe man-made, that only certain ears can detect. The creepiest theory? That it's an undiscovered natural phenomenon tied to the Earth itself, like the planet is quietly humming, and only a chosen few can hear it. Number 8. The Tunguska Event. In 1908, a massive explosion flattened over 800 square miles of Siberian forest. Trees were knocked down in a perfect radial pattern. Wildlife was incinerated, and shockwaves were felt hundreds of miles away. But here's the mystery. There was no impact crater. The best guess is that a meteor or comet exploded in the atmosphere, releasing the energy of about 1,000 Hiroshima bombs. But no fragments of the object were ever found, and some eyewitnesses described strange lights and glowing skies for days afterward, like the aftermath of something more exotic than a rock from space. Some fringe theories say it was a small black hole passing through Earth, or even an alien spacecraft that exploded mid-air. Mainstream science leans toward a space rock airburst, but without physical evidence, no one can prove it. Over a century later, the Tunguska Event is still the largest unexplained explosion in recorded history. Number 7. The Voynich Manuscript. It looks like something straight out of a fantasy novel. Pages filled with strange plants that don't exist, bizarre astronomical diagrams, and a flowing script in an unknown language no one can read. This is the Voynich Manuscript, a mysterious 15th-century book that has baffled cryptographers, historians, and codebreakers for over 100 years. Carbon dating puts it somewhere in the early 1400s, but everything else about it is pure mystery. The writing doesn't match any known alphabet. The plants, completely unrecognizable. The diagrams? They seem to depict planets and moons in arrangements we've never seen. Some experts think it's an elaborate hoax from the medieval era, designed to scam a wealthy collector. Others believe it's written in a lost language or an unbreakable code, possibly hiding medical or alchemical secrets. There are even theories that it's the work of an alien observer trying to record Earth's life in their own language. Hundreds of the world's best codebreakers, including those who cracked Nazi codes in World War II, have tried and failed to decipher it. To this day, the Voynich Manuscript sits locked away in Yale's library, a book we can see but can't read, like it's laughing at us from across 6 centuries. Number 6. The Oakville Blobs. In August 1994, the residents of Oakville, Washington, woke up to find that it had rained not water, but a strange, clear, jelly-like substance. These blobs covered everything: cars, streets, rooftops. Soon after, people started getting sick with flu-like symptoms, and pets began dying mysteriously. Samples were taken to labs, and here's where it gets weirder. Under a microscope, the blobs seemed to contain human white blood cells, but no nucleus, meaning they weren't from a human body. Another lab claimed they were full of tiny cells that might be bacteria. Theories range from jellyfish remains dumped from military aircraft to byproducts of biological weapons testing, to some kind of unknown atmospheric phenomenon. No one's ever proven exactly what they were, and the blobs have never fallen again. To this day, Oakville locals remember the week it rained alien goo and the unexplained illnesses that followed. Number 5. The Marfa Lights. In the remote Texas desert near the small town of Marfa, strange glowing orbs have been appearing in the night sky for more than a century. They hover, split apart, merge together, dart around at impossible speeds, and then vanish without a trace. Some say they're headlights from cars on distant highways, but the lights were documented long before cars existed. Others suggest ball lightning or swamp gas, but no natural explanation fully matches the way these lights behave. Locals and tourists alike have seen them, sometimes in broad daylight. Scientists who've tried to study them can't get consistent readings. They appear randomly sometimes, just a few feet off the ground, other times high in the sky, and vanish just as quickly. Whether they're atmospheric plasma, UFOs, or something we don't even have words for yet, the Marfa Lights remain one of America's strangest and most persistent mysteries. Number 4. The Overtoun Bridge. In the Scottish countryside, there's a picturesque stone bridge with a dark reputation. For decades, dogs have been leaping from the same spot on the Overtoun Bridge, and many of them don't survive the 50-foot fall. Since the 1950s, more than 300 dogs have jumped, with some reports putting the number closer to 600. Even stranger, it's almost always long-nosed breeds like collies and retrievers, and almost always from the same side of the bridge. Some dogs that survived even ran back up and jumped again. Scientists have suggested the scent of mink living below might lure the dogs, or that the geometry of the bridge distorts their perception. But locals whisper about something darker, stories of the bridge being a thin place, where the veil between worlds is weak. Some even claim it's cursed. No one has found a definitive cause, which leaves the Overtoun Bridge standing as a beautiful but deadly place, where dogs, for reasons we still don't understand, can't resist taking that final leap. Number 3. The Devil's Kettle. In Judge C.R. Magny State Park in Minnesota, there's a river with a bizarre feature. Halfway down a waterfall, the Brule River splits into two streams. One side crashes down normally. The other side plunges into a massive hole in the rock called the Devil's Kettle and simply disappears. For decades, people have thrown dye, ping-pong balls, and even logs into the hole, but nothing ever comes out downstream. It's as if the water just vanishes. Geologists have theories. Of course, maybe it flows into an underground lava tube or a hidden cave system, but nobody has ever traced its exact path. Some think it reemerges miles away. Others believe it seeps into a deep underground aquifer. The idea of a river pouring into the earth and never coming back has fueled local legends about portals and otherworldly gateways. Whatever the truth is, the Devil's Kettle remains one of nature's most intriguing unsolved puzzles. Number 2. The Bloop. In 1997, underwater microphones deep in the Pacific picked up the loudest sound ever recorded in the ocean. It was so powerful, it could be heard over 3,000 miles away. Scientists dubbed it the Bloop. At first, it sounded a lot like an animal call, but here's the problem. No known creature on Earth could make a sound that loud. It was many times more powerful than a blue whale's call, and that's the largest animal we know of. The official explanation now is that it might have been the sound of icebergs cracking and breaking apart, but the Bloop's acoustic pattern still matches that of a living creature more than a geological event. If it was alive, it means something far bigger than anything we've ever discovered is moving somewhere in the depths of the ocean, a place we've barely explored. And whatever it is, it's still out there, lurking in the dark. Number 1. The Pollock Twins. In 1957, two young sisters, Joanna and Jacqueline Pollock, were killed in a car accident in England. Their parents were devastated. A year later, the mother gave birth to twin girls, Jillian and Jennifer. That's when things got strange. From an early age, the twins began asking for toys that had belonged to their dead sisters, without ever being told about them. They recognized landmarks from the old family's hometown, even though they had never been there. Jennifer had birthmarks in the exact same places Jacqueline had scars. The twins also seemed to have memories of events from Joanna and Jacqueline's lives, describing them in eerie detail. As they got older, these memories faded, but the family was left convinced the girls were somehow reincarnations of their deceased sisters. Psychologists have studied the case, but no one has been able to explain it. There's no evidence the parents fed them information, and the details the twins knew were too specific to be coincidence. Whether it's proof of reincarnation or something science hasn't yet uncovered, the Pollock twins remain one of the most chilling, unsolved mysteries in modern history. That's it for this video. If you want to see more like it, be sure to subscribe.